Each year, the Reno Tournament of Champions prides itself in hosting one of the toughest tournaments in the United States for both high school and college wrestlers. This year is no different, as they are working on hosting some of the best athletes from coast to coast to compete for a tournament title. Every young wrestler grows up dreaming about getting their hand raised on the podium in the Olympics. They watch their Olympic heroes and they want to be like them, wrestle like them, win like them, and be a champion just like them. Over the years, there have been multiple Olympians wrestle in this tournament, and this year's event is right around the corner. All the excitement happens December 20th through the 22nd in Reno, Nevada at the Downtown Events Center.
And hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. It's an honor for me to tell you about the Reno Tournament of Champions, scheduled for the 12th and 13th of January, 1996.
What is the Reno Tournament of Champions all about?
Well, we're the toughest tournament in the USA. We've had some great tournaments. It was all about getting a combination of high school and college together.
Right.
I worked with my partner Ross Aguirre and John Smith, of all people, two-time Olympic champion.
Wow.
John helped to start this thing. He came with his team, Oklahoma State. He got the colleges going. That was one of the toughest tournaments ever at university. But the hard part was getting both these together, high school and college.
Now, Ross, why are you guys dubbed the toughest tournament in the USA?
Well, it started out from our first year. The title, actually, toughest tournament in the USA, didn't come until the following year, the next year. We had 32 of the toughest high school teams in the nation at that time. Out of the top 25, I think we had 18 of the toughest teams in the United States here. And the college tournament at the time was only a four-way college duel. And it ended up being a actually a three-time decider on who was going to win that tournament that year. So the following year, we decided to call it the toughest tournament in the USA because everybody else was doing it at the same time. And what's amazing about what Jack just said is that when we started this thing, we went to Glenn Carano first and to the Carano family from Colorado and the Silver Legacy and said, we got this great idea. We think we can make it work, which nobody else had. We've been told by everybody it couldn't work. Even the coaches that came to the tournament that year said we'd never see it again. And here we are 19 years later.
Now, why did they think it couldn't work?
It was never done before. It was a national championship style tournament for high school, which was never done before. Could never put it together. Even John said, it'll never work, like Ross said. And so we put it together, and Ross and I got together with the Carano's help, Silver Legacy and El Dorado, to make it all come together financially, team-wise. The teams that came, we had to sell them on Reno itself and sell them to come here for a very, very tough national style tournament. Mm-hmm. The college was the kicker. The great thing about the college side was the best kids in the country can compete in high school, then watch the best teams in the country college-wise. The college guys could look at the high school guys for recruiting purposes and seeing who these guys are in one place to do all the recruiting. That's what made the concept really work.
That's awesome. So now you guys have had several people compete that have gone on to win Olympic medals. Is that correct?
Yes, we have. The biggest being Cale Sanderson, who is the head coach at Penn State right now. They've won 3 national championships in a row. He's also a gold medalist, and he was the first 4-time national champion in the history of college wrestling to go undefeated. And then there's Jake Varner from Bakersfield, California, who wrestled through his high school and college years through here. And then there's a guy named Cain Vasquez who went on to UFC, who's the world champion in the UFC right now. I mean, it's a big deal. These guys, they have a starting point, and that's what our tournament was all about. Like Jack said, we created the high school tournament so they could see where their future is if they wanted to pursue this into the college ranks. And at the time we started this, there was no UFC. So now there is a UFC, and it gives you a chance, these guys, to go on and be, professional, career-oriented athletes. And I think that's the basis for our tournament, is the starting point for these guys to see where they're going to go in the future.
What a fun thing. Now, so approximately how many teams come out to compete?
It changes every year, but typically somewhere between 80 and 100 high school teams. And the colleges have settled into a team tournament more like 30, 32.
So these high school teams are from all across the country?
East to west.
East to west. That is unbelievable, you guys. So what can people, if they show up this year, what can they expect to see?
Well, I think this year it's our 19th year, and we have some incredible teams coming out. We have teams from New Jersey. We have 3 teams from Pennsylvania, which those are the hotbed capitals of the world right now for high school wrestling. We have Utah teams that are coming, that 2 of them are the best in the country. And then we have Temecula Valley coming, and we have a couple others from Northern California. And then the college side of it, we have Nebraska coming. We have Wyoming coming. We have several Division I schools, plus a lot of the smaller schools too that are coming, which makes our finals even more exciting.
That's That's great. Now, I know that you said the Coronos were involved in this kind of from the beginning, but what's the benefit of having this event at the Silver Legacy?
We bring a lot of business downtown. We talked to the Corono family about what we can bring, and we didn't want to just put our hand out and say, hey, we need some help. We should obviously got to show what we're doing for them. We have this tournament the week before Christmas every year for the sole purpose that this is the slowest time for the casino, so it does them a favor. They'll make maybe $1 million a year in profit, it fills the casinos, and all of our guys are out there gambling. It's all about getting them on the tables and getting them into Reno.
The economic impact it's great for downtown as well as the Silver Legacy. They bring in about $1 million just to the Silver Legacy. So along with people getting to see what's around in the area, the river, there's museums within walking distance, a resurgence in Midtown. People get to see quite a lot and experience quite a lot.
We got the family side of it too. Tom Dolan, my uncle, Reno Toyota, he financed the clocks for us to get the thing going. So you need 16 clocks to run this thing, which are expensive. So it's a team effort between the Coronos, my family, Ross and I, John Smith, the whole wrestling community has come with our tournament to promote us because we do so much good for not only Reno, but for wrestling in general.
Exactly what you just said. This is not just great for wrestling, it's great for the kids, it's great for our community, and it's great for our economy. Thank you guys so much. How exciting. I hope you guys have a great tournament this year.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.